I don't know a single guy in this country who likes throwing money away. Do you? There are hidden features in your vehicle that could save you from a repair bill of $800 or more, and you're probably ignoring it right now. If you're one of those guys who thinks you know everything about your own car, get ready, because you might know a lot, but nobody knows it all. Here are 17 wild secrets that 99% of drivers have never seen in their life. Let's start with secret number 17. Number 17. The rear defroster grid. You know those thin, horizontal lines on your car's rear windshield? You probably look at them every single day and have no idea what they're really doing. Most people only know one of their functions, but they're actually doing two completely different jobs at the same time. When you hit the defroster button, those lines heat up the glass and clear off the fog, especially handy on those cold mornings up north or out in the mountains. But what almost nobody knows is that this same grid also works as the main antenna for your car's radio, picking up FM, AM, and even satellite radio on better-equipped models. And here's where the problem comes in. Every time someone scrubs that rear glass hard from the inside with a rough rag, or uses some abrasive cleaner on it, they're physically damaging that antenna built right into the glass. The damage shows up little by little: static on the radio, signal cutting out, stations disappearing for no reason. And when you take it to the shop thinking it's your stereo, the mechanic finds out the whole rear glass needs to be replaced. The bill? Somewhere between $300 and $900 depending on the model. And we're talking about everyday cars sold right here, like a Toyota Corolla, a Honda Civic, or a Chevy Malibu. One broken line in that grid can wipe out an entire frequency band, and the worst part is, this kind of damage is completely avoidable. Number 16. The headrest with the emergency release. Ever notice that little discrete button at the base of your car's headrest? That small detail everybody ignores, thinking it's just trim? Well, you've been wrong this whole time. Every headrest has a hidden release system that lets you pop it off in seconds. Look at the base, where those two metal posts slide into the seat. You'll find a small recessed button right there on the collar, or a round button on the headrest itself. Press that button while pulling up, and the headrest comes right out, no effort at all. And now here's the part nobody ever told you. Automakers built this removal system for a very specific reason. In an emergency, where somebody gets trapped inside a car with the doors jammed, those metal posts at the base of the headrest are strong enough to break a side window and get you out. Imagine your truck sliding off the road in a flash flood out in Texas, or getting pinned in after a wreck on the interstate. That little detail right there could be the difference between life and tragedy. But that's not all. Pulling the headrest off also makes deep cleaning your seats a whole lot easier, lets you fold the back seat completely flat with nothing in the way, and gives a lot more visibility for whoever's riding in back on a long road trip. You know that annoying feeling of staring at the back of the front seat the whole drive? Problem solved. Number 15. The round cap on the front bumper. You know that little round cap on your car's front bumper? The one you look at and figure it's just a design detail, an air vent, or some kind of trim piece. It's nothing like that. That little cap is hiding a threaded receiver, built specifically for emergency towing. Pop that cap off, and you'll find a threaded hole where a tow hook screws right into the vehicle's frame. And why does that matter? Picture your truck stuck in the mud out on some back road, or buried in snow after a bad storm up north. Without that hook, a tow strap has nowhere safe to grab onto, and improvised tie points can rip the entire bumper clean off the car. A new bumper on a modern vehicle, like a Jeep Grand Cherokee or a Toyota RAV4, easily runs over $1,000 here in the States. That tiny little hook saves you all that money by giving you a safe, factory-built anchor point. Number 14. The remote AC control through your key fob. Automakers love making you believe that pre-cooling or pre-heating your car requires a phone app and a monthly subscription. And they charge anywhere from $10 to $25 a month, just so you get the privilege of turning your AC on before you even get in the car. Pretty ridiculous, right? What they don't tell you is that your own key fob already does this. For free, no app, no subscription, no fee at all. On a lot of modern vehicles sold here like Jeep, Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota, all you have to do is hit the lock button once, then hold down the remote start button, the one with the little circular arrow or the letters RS. The engine fires up, and the AC kicks in right at whatever temperature you set it to last time. And you know why automakers never taught you this? Because app subscriptions are a recurring revenue stream worth billions of dollars a year globally. While you're paying that monthly fee thinking you've got no other choice, the free solution was sitting right in your pocket the whole time, literally. The next secret solves a problem every driver has complained about, but almost nobody knows they can fix it themselves. Number 13. The throttle reset. Your throttle response feels stuck. The car hesitates right when you need the power most, or you just get that feeling like the car's lost its pep for no good reason. You know what that is? That's your throttle body calibration out of whack, and the mechanic's going to charge you anywhere from $80 to $150 just to run a diagnostic and tell you exactly that. But you can fix this yourself in under 2 minutes, no tools needed, doesn't cost you a dime, right there in the parking lot. Pay attention to the steps. Turn the car on without starting the engine, just turn the key to the accessory position, or press the start button once without touching the brake. Now press the gas pedal all the way down and hold it for a full 10 seconds. Turn the car off and wait 30 seconds. After that, start it up like normal. This reset clears out the stuck acceleration, the rough pedal response, and that annoying hesitation off the line that makes your car feel 15 years older than it actually is. A mechanic charges you to do exactly this electronically. You just did it for free. Number 12. The low battery warning on your key fob. Your key fob is already trying to tell you the battery's running low, and you're probably ignoring that warning every single morning. Modern vehicles flash a low battery alert right on the dash every time you start the engine. Most folks just hit OK and forget about it, until the day the fob completely quits on you at the worst possible moment, far from home, on a dark street, in a hurry. And once the battery hits that critical point, the car's receiver starts having trouble picking up the signal. The doors won't lock on the first click, remote start stops responding, and you've got to practically press the fob right against the door handle just to get any reaction at all. A CR2032 battery, which is the most common one used in key fobs sold here in the States, costs less than $5 at any drugstore or supermarket. You can swap it out in 30 seconds at home. But if you ignore the warning until the battery dies completely, some vehicles need a trip to the dealership to resync the fob with the car, and that service runs you anywhere from $100 to $250. All that because you wouldn't swap out a $5 battery. If you're digging these secrets, drop a like right now. We put a lot of research into bringing you this content, and your likes help this channel keep producing more. Number 11. The emergency start trick with a dead key fob. Your fob battery's dead. You're sitting in the parking lot, mashing the start button over and over, and absolutely nothing happens. Panic starts setting in, you're already running late, and you're already thinking about calling a tow truck or the dealership. But hold on. You don't need any of that. Most modern cars have an NFC reader or a passive transponder chip built right into the start button, or somewhere specific on the center console. When your fob is completely dead, just hold the fob up against the start button, or set it down in the designated spot near the cup holder. Then just press the button like normal. The car reads the passive chip in the fob at close range, no battery power needed at all, and the engine fires right up. What automakers don't tell you is that this whole trick is sitting right there in your owner's manual, buried in some tiny paragraph somewhere in the middle of hundreds of pages nobody reads. They'd rather you schedule an appointment at the dealership and pay for the visit. The passive RFID chip inside the fob never needs a battery to be read up close. The battery only powers the remote buttons. The chip itself works forever. Number 10. Adjusting your seatbelt height. The belt's cutting into your neck, or sliding off your shoulder, and you've just gotten used to it, figuring there's no fix. There is, and it takes 5 seconds. That little plastic slider on the door pillar, where the belt feeds through, is fully adjustable to match your height. Press the button on that slider and you can move the belt's anchor point up or down, to whatever spot works best for your body. Shorter drivers should move it down, so the belt crosses the chest correctly. Taller drivers need to move it up, to keep the belt away from the neck. And here's the part that really matters. A belt position too high cuts straight across the neck in a crash, causing serious injuries that the belt itself is supposed to prevent. Position too low, it slides off the shoulder and leaves the upper body completely unprotected in an accident. This isn't being picky, it's basic physics. And to top it off, some vehicles have memory settings that automatically adjust the belt height along with the seat position and mirrors when you select your driver profile. Technology that's already there, and almost nobody uses it. The next secret can protect your whole car while you're away for weeks at a time. Sounds crazy until you understand how it actually works. Number 9. Battery hibernation mode. You're heading out of town and the car's going to sit for 2 or 3 weeks. Ever think about coming back to find a completely dead battery? Yeah, that happens more often than you'd think, And there's a real specific reason for it. Modern cars keep running background processes even when they're shut off and parked. The vehicle's monitoring sensors, holding settings in memory, and running the security system around the clock. All of that slowly drains the battery, day after day, while the car's just sitting there in the garage or the driveway. What almost nobody knows is that a lot of modern vehicles have a deep sleep mode, or a transport mode, that shuts down all the non-essential systems to preserve the charge during long periods of sitting. Check your car's settings, usually under vehicle or battery management, and you'll find that option that drastically cuts down on parasitic battery drain. And here's why you need to take this seriously. A completely dead battery doesn't just leave you stranded, it permanently damages the internal cells and shortens the life of a part that costs anywhere from $150 to $300 to replace here in the States, depending on the model. Number 8. The power window reset. The power window stopped halfway down, won't go all the way down, or that auto up and down function just quit working out of nowhere. Before you call up an auto electrician and pay a fortune for a diagnostic, try this first. The power window system has an internal calibration that occasionally loses its programmed travel limits, especially after a battery swap or a blown fuse. To reset it, roll the window all the way down and hold the button for a full 3 seconds after it hits the bottom. Then roll it all the way back up and hold the button for another 3 seconds after it closes completely. That's it. The motor just relearned its full travel range and recalibrated the automatic stop points. Dealerships charge a diagnostic fee to do exactly this procedure, because most drivers assume a window acting up means a broken motor or some serious electrical problem. It's not. And here's another important detail. If the auto reverse function, the one that stops the window from closing on your hand, stopped working right, this same recalibration fixes it instantly. The next secret is hiding in your back seat, and most people sit on top of it every single day without ever realizing it's even there. Number 7. The rear seat release handle in the trunk. Ever had to fold down the back seat to fit something long in the car, and ended up twisting yourself around, climbing over the seat, fumbling around in the dark trying to find the latch? Yeah, you've been doing it wrong this whole time. There's a release handle or lever built right into the rear floor or the bottom of the seat back that folds the entire seat down without you ever having to climb into the car. Pop the trunk open, look along the base of the rear seat back panel, and you'll find a small handle, loop, or lever. Pull it, and the seat drops completely flat in one smooth motion, no effort at all. Automakers built this specifically to make it easier to load up long items, pipes, boards, lumber, flat pack furniture, all that holiday shopping that never seems to fit anywhere. No need to have someone climb in to push while you pull from the trunk. And the part most people never notice is that this system gives you way more cargo space than you'd ever guess your car actually has. Number 6. The hidden umbrella compartment. The soaked umbrella is dripping all over the floor mat, water's seeping into the carpet, and a few days later that mildew smell shows up that nothing gets rid of. Air freshener, carpet cleaner, even a professional detail job. Nothing fixes it for good. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What most people don't know is that several manufacturers build a dedicated, hidden compartment specifically for a wet umbrella, designed to keep the water completely isolated from the rest of the interior. On a lot of vehicles, it's built along the door sill, under the driver's seat, or in a narrow channel next to the front seat. The compartment's got a drain or a sealed liner, so the umbrella water never even gets close to the carpet or floor mats. And the reason this matters so much is that trapped moisture in the carpet is one of the leading causes of that musty smell inside cars, the same one owners try to get rid of with detailing jobs that run anywhere from $200 to $600 at a good auto detail shop. A compartment you didn't even know existed could have prevented all of that. This feature almost never comes up at the dealership, and it's buried somewhere in the manual that nobody ever opens. Number 5. Automatic windows closing in the rain. You cracked the windows to air out the car, walked away, completely forgot about it, and when you came back the seats were soaked. That classic situation every driver's lived through at least once, especially down in places like Florida or along the Gulf Coast, where a storm can roll in out of nowhere in just a few minutes. What most drivers with modern cars don't realize is that a lot of vehicles equipped with rain-sensing wipers are also connected to an automatic window closing system, one that detects the rain and rolls everything up without you having to lift a finger. The moment rain starts hitting the windshield, the system sends a signal to the window control module to roll up any window that's open right away. And it works even with the car completely shut off and locked, as long as the battery's got enough charge to power the window motors. The system's also smart enough not to slam the windows shut if they were only partially open, leaving a small gap instead of closing all the way and risking catching something in the frame. Number 4. The floor mat anchor clips. Your floor mat keeps sliding forward, bunching up under the brake pedal, and you just keep kicking it back into place with your foot, figuring that's just something you have to live with. You don't. There are small retention clips or hooks built right into your car's carpet, designed specifically to lock the floor mat in a fixed position permanently. Look on the driver's side, where the mat sits. You'll find 2 small circular plastic clips recessed right into the carpet itself. The original floor mat has matching holes or loops that snap onto those clips and hold everything locked in place. And now here's the part that really matters. A floor mat sliding under the brake pedal is a documented safety hazard, one that's caused serious accidents and was actually behind a massive recall involving millions of vehicles worldwide. That's not an exaggeration, that's on the record. The problem is, most people buy aftermarket floor mats that don't have those retention holes, or they just never bothered to snap the original mats into the clips. A mat sliding under your brake pedal at the wrong moment is one of the most preventable dangers in your entire vehicle, and the gap between the mat and the clips is so small that most people don't even notice it's unhooked, even when they're looking straight at it. Number 3. The frozen road temperature warning. You're driving on a cold morning, everything feels normal inside your warm car, the road looks dry, the sky's clear, and you have absolutely no idea that the bridge you're about to cross is completely covered in ice. That might sound like a distant problem if you're down in Florida or along the Gulf Coast, but if you're up in the Midwest, New England, or anywhere in the mountains of Colorado during the winter, that's a real and dangerous situation. And your car was already trying to warn you the whole time. When the outside temperature drops to around 37 degrees Fahrenheit, a snowflake or ice crystal icon pops up on the dash, along with a warning chime. What almost nobody knows is that this alert doesn't wait until the freezing point. It shows up earlier, because road surfaces, especially bridges and overpasses, can freeze several degrees before the air around them even hits 32 degrees. The pavement loses heat from both the top and the bottom at the same time, which is why it freezes first. Most drivers see that snowflake icon and just keep driving the same way. But that warning is your car telling you to slow down, open up more following distance from the car ahead, and treat every shaded stretch of road like a potential hidden ice trap. Number 2. The ECO fuel saving button. You've seen that ECO button on the dash or center console, never touched it, or pressed it once, felt like the car got sluggish, and turned it right back off. Most drivers don't really understand what that button does, and that's exactly why they never use it. Eco mode does 3 things at once. It adjusts the transmission's shift points to keep the engine running at lower RPMs. It cuts back power to the AC compressor to reduce the load on the engine. And it smooths out throttle response to prevent sudden bursts of acceleration that waste fuel. Studies show that driving consistently in eco mode improves fuel economy somewhere between 5% and 15%, depending on your habits and your vehicle. With gas prices pushing toward $3.50 a gallon in plenty of places, that adds up to real savings, hundreds of dollars a year, just from pressing one button. Eco mode wasn't built for passing on the highway or merging into a fast lane. It was built for stop-and-go city traffic, the daily grind of gridlock, the everyday commute. It's one of the most effective fuel-saving tools sitting in your car, and almost nobody uses it on purpose. Over a full year of daily driving, Eco Mode can save you the equivalent of several full tanks of gas without changing a single thing about how you drive. That button's been sitting on your dash since the day you drove off the lot, and most drivers have never pressed it once. And now we've made it to number 1, the secret that's going to have you walking straight out to your trunk the second this video ends. Number 1. The secret compartment under the trunk floor. You've spent years stuffing grocery bags, gym bags, jumper cables, and every odd thing you can think of into your trunk, fighting for space, rearranging it all every single week. And this whole time, there was an extra hidden compartment right beneath your feet that you never even opened. Underneath that carpeted panel on the trunk floor, right below where your spare tire or tire repair kit sits, there's a second hidden layer of storage that manufacturers build directly into the vehicle structure. Pull out the spare tire or the foam insert, and you'll find a secondary compartment, sized just right for storing things you need to keep in the car, but don't want to be digging through everything to find. Jumper cables, a first aid kit, a road triangle, a flashlight, spare documents, or anything valuable you don't want sitting out in plain sight for anyone looking through the window. Here in the States, where car break-ins are a reality in plenty of cities, hiding valuables in that compartment makes a whole lot of sense. What automakers don't tell you is that this compartment exists because automotive engineers design vehicles with structural cavities that would otherwise be completely wasted space. And thieves breaking into cars go straight for the visible trunk space and almost never think to check under the floor. This hidden compartment is one of the safest spots in the entire vehicle to stash documents, valuables, or some emergency cash. And here's what makes this the ultimate secret. Most people have owned their car for years and have no idea this compartment even exists until somebody shows them exactly where to look. Some of these spaces are big enough to hold a full emergency kit, jumper cables, and you'll still have room left over, without taking up a single inch of your visible trunk space. Which of these secrets surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to know. And if any of these tips just saved you a headache or a hefty repair bill, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot more car secrets coming your way. If this video showed you that your car has way more going on than you ever imagined, click the next video right now. You're going to be surprised by what else is hiding in your own vehicle.